There's no biting. There's no biting. No, kitty cats don't bite. No, that hurts. I'll let the dogs in on you. I'm gonna let these dogs in on you. I know it's just horrible living here, ain't it? We get treats and all kinds of stuff. I couldn't imagine having to be you right now. It's got to be the worst life a kitty cat could ever have. Yes, it does. All right, everybody. Weekend said we're gonna go live Monday. We're gonna go live. Well, here it is. It's live. Quit biting. Okay, gotta go. No bites. That hurts. Tilly, go pee. You didn't pee. I'm watching you. Upcoming price increase. That's just wrong. East 300 South. Today, 11th. That's today. Okay, 5 p.m. Hey, Jay, all day, what's up, man? Do you ever sleep, dude? Hold on, I'll let you in. Come on, guys. Hurry before the kitty cat tries to go out and get ate by wolves. Or whatever those things are out there, coyotes or something. Come on, I get your treats. Good to see you, AJ, buddy. Yes, I got you a new bag of pepperonis last night. Yes, I did. You're welcome. Excuse me. There you go, guys. One each. Put that in your mouth. Act like you don't want it. You're the one that finds it. You didn't have any yesterday. Good goofy old dog, you. Oops. Red Bull time. Red Bull time. There you go. You're welcome. Yeah, I'm with you, man. I like to get up early too. I usually don't have a choice. The little guy gets up and I just get to follow suit, actually. I just sitting here planning my day. I gotta see a house at 5. I got a per plans and specs appraisal I gotta work on today. It's due tomorrow. Hey, 419 Fishing and Power Coat. How are you, guys? Good to see you this morning. I know a bunch of people, different lives this weekend, said, man, you can go live Monday. I'm like, all right, I'll go live for you guys. So it's open forum. There y'all go. Enjoy whatever you want to talk about. Because I know I'm on the S list of people, but I don't care. I did find me a new fishing spot this weekend, I think. I just went out there. It's a friend of my dad's. Lives on the Mississippi River. It's not a big river. But he come by, brought some corn by and check on mom. And we got to talking. He said, there, come out and fish behind the house there at the river. And I was like, all right, I'll come out there. So I went Saturday evening. And it's been so hot, I wasn't going to go till the sun went down, you know what I mean? So I went over there, it's about dark time. And then what I really wanted to see was, what the bottom was like. Is there a bunch of snags? If you cast out, are you going to lose a rig every time? That kind of stuff. And it actually worked out real well. I don't know, I probably cast 4 or 5 different spots, and let it sit out there for a half hour or so, and then brought it in, and no snags at all. It just came right in. I'm like, yeah. And then I had one real good run, that I was doing something. I look over and I had the reel trip because I was on concrete, so I couldn't put my rod holder in. So I had it, kind of propped down in the lawn chair and had the reel trip with the clicker on, but the line had just run out, And I had one real good run. So it's promising. I'll go back as soon as we get a livable temperature anyway. And he's lived there for, God, I don't know, 30 years or so probably. And he said there's catfish in there. He said bring a john boat and go down the river. He said there's big holes down there. I'm like, yeah, but that entail putting the boat in, trolling motors, batteries, all and that's not for me. The only time I want to put a boat in is when I can back it down a ramp. Put the, you know what I mean? And this one here, you park in the driveway and you got to carry your stuff. I don't know, it's probably 50 yards back here, so 50, 100 yards. But at least, I got out and got to check it out. And then just to the right of where the cement it's got cement, actually steps that go down to the river. And to the right of that is grass. And he said, you can build a fire over there if you want. I said, well, it's too hot right now. I said, but I appreciate it. He said, just don't build it on the cement. And I'm like, well, no, I wouldn't do that. So it'll probably be real promising this fall. Probably use a little bit of rain to bring it up a little bit. I was trying to think. I had a 4-ounce no roll, maybe. I think it was. And it held fine, you know what I mean? So I'm like, all right, this will work. Oh, crap. I know what I didn't do. Airhead. Yep. And then I just used the rigs I had on the pole, you know what I mean? I wasn't, it wasn't like I was set up to really catch anything. I was just checking it out. But there is definitely potential there. Oh, what the hell is that? There we go. View channel. There we go. Hit that right there. Do that. There it went. That's what we needed to do right there, see? I don't know whose channel I watched. I think it was Chad's channel is what I was watching that tournament on the other night while I was fishing. No, don't be that way. Well, it kind of looks like it's going to be hot all week again, so I don't know if I'll be doing any fishing or not, Oh, there we go. Yeah, that's better. Take the little guard off the lighter. Thumb striker thing. What do you want, though, man? You got to go potty now? You went in there and ate all the cat food up, did you? Huh? If you did, then I can tell by the look on your face. There's Mark. Morning, buddy. You go fishing last night or anything? I went to bed. Where you at, buddy? Oh, okay. A piece of space rock that crashed into a home in Atlanta, Georgia, has been zooming around in space for longer than the Earth has existed, a recent analysis has found. How do they know? We'll go do some pond fishing today? Heck yeah. Yeah, I guess this morning I stayed up. Do something. Now, how did they know this meteorite formed? Let's see what it says. Formed around 4.56 billion years ago, according to planetary geologists at the University of Georgia. Meet the McDougal meteorite. Huh. YouTube channel. All known material on Earth is officially older than the solar system. Now, how can it be older than the solar system even? I don't know how they know all this stuff. I guess they do, though. It's kind of like automobiles. I used to tell Dad all the time. He'd want to do something to the car different. And I'd be like, Dad, bunch of guys sitting around in a room smarter than we'll ever be and designed that to be just like that. There's no reason to mess with it. Baby. Yep. Yes, they did. Yep. So the guy that owns Amazon. And man, we just had a brain lock. I was going to say something about Amazon. Now I can't remember what it was. Oh, no, never mind. Man, it sucks getting old. Kitten's having a play day today. He's trying to get a little guy to play with him by going over and stealing little guy's toys. Hey, Dave. Well, it's good to see you, buddy. Good morning. Oh, I know what it was. And people complain about the free enterprise market or whatever. In America, you can start a business in your garage and become one of the richest men in the world. Oh, they're playing now. Little guy, don't tear the bag up. Hey, don't rip that up. Get him, little guy. Get that kitty cat. Yeah, the kitty's adapting really well. It was touch and go at first. I bled a few times the first couple of days because he would mess with little guy and then come running up here and jump up on me. Exactly. Oh yeah, they do, man. Overregulation in this country is unbelievable. And I don't know, it's our fault for letting them get that way. I don't know the answer. They're doing their best to ruin a good country, that's for sure. I'm about 1.5 years away from not caring at all. Oh shoot, I gotta take my medicine. I got to take my medicine. Oh yeah, 100%, because they know they're gone. Well, most of them are so old they shouldn't be there anyway. Yep. Then we sit back and watch them pass laws that allow them to inside trade. Nobody does nothing, and other perks that they give themselves. Well, they take 5 weeks off in the summer, something like that. I forget. Someone was a new senator or congressman or something, and said they spent more time trying to raise money than they did anything. Yeah, that would have been cool. Now, there's a guy in my church that run for the mayor of a little town south of here. I don't know. It's probably got 80,000 people in it, maybe 100. I don't know. And he done it. And after it was all said and done, he didn't win, but after it was all said and done, he said he'd never do it again. I think his quote was, "Politics is a really dirty game full of really dirty people." And what was he said? There was no place in it for ethics. Which I found that out about my business originally before the real estate crash. It was the Wild West, man. Let me go get my medicine. What are you doing, huh? Are you chasing? You got your new friend to play with, don't you, huh? Yeah, where he's going to get you, you better watch out. You keep that kitty cat out of your house. You run him out of your house. Go on. You got my permission. Thank you guys, son. Yeah, let me go get my medicine. I gotta fill my little medicine thing up. The Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday thing. Look out, guys. I should have a script coming in the mail today. Get that right. Come on, little guy. Come on. Come on, little cat. Come on in here. Come on, little guy. It's just medicine pill, nothing you want, honey. No, you're getting old when you got one of them medicine pill boxes that have Monday through Friday or Monday through Sunday on it. Hey, morning, night. How are you, buddy? Yeah, you're right, Mark. It is. No one ever holds them accountable either. What are you doing, man? Where's your buddy? Close this door. Yeah. Good girl. Yep, you're 100% right. I did find, and this is an old person thing too. I got one script. I got to cut the pills in half, and the old pill cutting thing. It's shaped like a V, and you slide them down in there, and they always slip. And you end up messing them up. I do anyway. Well, I found a pill cutter that turns like almost like one of them old sinker things where you get the little round sinkers out of, but it's got different shapes, and you turn it to whatever shape your pill is, and you put it down in there, and it holds it instead of letting it move. I thought it was cool. My exciting life, cutting up medicine and Yeah, Whisker Seekers makes good stuff, man. I had one of the bowls. I gave it to J-Dog because he was into them at the time. I don't know if he's still into them, but he was then. And I'd messed up because the one I gave him was a medium, and it was a good pole for channel catfishing, I'd say. You know what I mean? But not so much for if you're catching big catfish, which I don't catch big catfish, so it would work. It was good for me, but it was kind of flexy when it comes to casting. Flexy, if that's a word, I think it is. Well, you see, that guy got hurt real bad in that football game yesterday. I don't watch the NFL, but I seen it on the news. He's out there on the. Yeah, I think so. Yeah, too fast to tip. It was a medium, and I thought I ordered a medium heavy, and I ordered a medium. But that guy, first time I'd seen in a long time, they actually had the ambulance come out on the field. They loaded him up, on a stretcher and put him in an ambulance. And you're hurt pretty bad when they do that. I'd say. I don't know. I don't know what the injury was. I didn't see the play or nothing. I thought Eric would be around. He could fill me in on it. I know they watched it. Let's see if there's any good headlines we can read. Good stupid stuff. Yeah, they make their stuff's quality. I got to agree with that 100%. He did. Why ain't he something? I forget what it was. He gave me a Mad Cats, I think it was. I like it. It's one of my cheap, never get rid of rods. Let's see. I was thinking about something. I can't remember what it was now. Oh, I read a pretty interesting thing. I think it was in Arkansas. Some guy moved down to Arkansas, his former sheriff or something, and grooms this guy's daughter. She's 13, I think, at the time. Grooms her and convinces her to leave with him. And they catch him. And he is an undercover nice guy. Yep, mask as a beehole. But they catch this guy with the dude's daughter and give him a slap on the wrist. And a couple months later, after they let him out of jail, the guy hears something, gets up, his daughter snuck out and took off with the guy again. So he jumps in his truck and goes after him. And the guy won't stop. So the dude runs him off the road. And the ex-sheriff jumps out of his truck and comes running back at the dude with something in his hand, and the dude shot him. Where I'd have shot him just because he was kidnapping my 13-year-old daughter, who doesn't know any better. She's a kid. And the whole gist of the story is the prosecutor's charging the guy. And the topic on the article I read was, if you were on the jury, would you convict him? I'm like, nope. That man walks. Did you see it, AJ? Yeah, unbelievable. And just because he's a former sheriff, they gave him a smack on the wrist. Oh, crap, I got to send in and get this one refilled too. I need to just get on the auto refill thing. That's what I need to do. But yeah, how bizarre, man. Oh, shit. You know, and the fact that they just give the guy, because he was a former sheriff, they gave him a smack on the wrist. Hell, I forget, he had a bunch of child porn on his phone, which was basically, nude pictures of the guy's daughter. And, yeah. I'm telling you right now, man, there's one of them guys like that in your neighborhood, whether you want to believe it or not. Every town. It's unbelievable. And our prosecutor here, has some of them online guys do that stuff. And there's a group here, a couple women do it. And, pose as decoys and get the guy to come and meet him or whatever. And anything, they quit doing it in our county because the prosecutor won't accept them and won't press charges. Next county over, they will, though. So they just had to start having the guy, whoever the guy they were getting or whatever, they'd have him meet him in the next county over instead of this county. And then they'd get busted. But man, I never dreamed it was that prevalent until you start watching some of this, and it's everywhere. And there is no cure for that. Yep, wood chipper, I'm with you, dude, 100%. Yeah, make this guy disappear. Yeah, and there's no cure. And they're boy, girl, it don't matter. They're ruining their lives forever, the people that do it. Some of them I watch, they actually play the recordings of the people grooming them on the phone. You know what I mean? And it just blows your mind to listen to these guys. I mean, it is just mind-boggling. You want to climb through the phone and snatch them up by the throat. What are you doing, you psychos? And they all say the exact same thing. Well, it's the first time I ever done it. I've never done it before. And they're like, well, that's funny. We have 3 other decoys you're talking to right now. Oh, yeah, that's right. What a world. The perversion and evil in this world right now is the worst I've ever seen. I mean, this is the point now, they don't even hide it anymore. They just do evil shit out in the open. I have to cut these Prilosec things, the little packaging thing that the pills come in. You can't pop them out of the back. I'll have to cut each of them to open them to get the pill out. I'm like, man, what would an old person do? Wait, I am an old person. Oh, I'll bet, Mark. Now, there was a guy I worked with at the cable company, and Ball State University, it's been 25 years ago or more, started building their own internal infrastructure for the dorms, and they were launching their own Wi-Fi internet all over the whole campus and everything, right? And they, had a position for a guy to work in that department, and the biggest one that he took the job for was getting the dorms wired properly and everything set up for the, instead of them having to have cable, they have their own system that they pump the cable through. And I don't know, it's probably 10 years or so after he left and went there, maybe a little bit more than that. He gets busted for watching child porn on the computer at the college. And I'm like, what on earth is a person thinking using the network from the college to watch porn on the company computer? And the guy was a really nice guy, man. He, wife, kids. I'm like, dude, and yeah, ruined his wife's life, just ruined everything. And I'll never understand the child porn thing. I'm sorry, I don't get that one. Some things are just not within my scope of comprehension, and that's one of them. Mm-hmm. 3 options for bank fishing. All right, go. Too short. Gotta open a whole new box now. I was going to say 3 until you said that. Depends on what your motivation is. If there's a lot of people there, I would assume that means there's a lot of fish there. Oh, come on. There you go. Hey, Squirrel, how are you, buddy? But at the marina, you might have buddies stop by and talk to you also, so that's not a bad choice. Has school started back yet? Where y'all's at? I think some of them started back here already. I could be mistaken, but I think they have. Which means you don't have to worry about as many people on the water and stuff during the week. I remember when I lived with Susan, she had 2 daughters. She drove a school bus and her daughters went to school, and there was nothing better than when school started because my house was quiet all day long. Just me and the dog. I loved it. No, you want to, baby. How you been, Squirrel? Good to see you, man. Eric and him must be mad at me still, I suppose. I don't know. Nope, there he is, speaking of the devil. Morning, sunshine.
Good morning.
You see that guy get hurt yesterday? That football game?
Oh no, I thought you were talking about the NASCAR race when he got out of the car to celebrate and he fell and broke his collarbone.
Oh, I seen that. Yeah.
Jeez.
I seen that.
That had to suck.
Motocross racers, when they break a collarbone, they go in and have surgery and have them plate it with a plate across along, around the bone, and they'll be racing 2.5, 3 weeks later.
Well, then you come to find out he's the points leader in the Xfinity series going into the playoffs.
You're kidding me?
No, I'm not.
Oh man. Yeah. How much you reckon that little celebration cost him?
Oh, cost him quite a bit.
I bet, yeah.
I bet they don't climb on the side of the car like that no more.
Nope. I didn't get to watch the race yesterday. I forget what I was doing. Oh,
Well, this was a Saturday race. This
Saturday
was a
race.
Xfinity race.
Oh, yeah. I wasn't feeling good yesterday. That's what it was. Marisha Tomei. Yes, yes, yes. I gotta say yes.
Morning, David Bozark. Good morning, Squirrel. Good morning, Mark.
Yeah, turn the volume down.
Whoever else said anything to me.
Dave the Squirrel. And Mark said till you get to work.
I'm at work, Mark.
You ain't working fast enough though.
Whoa. Doesn't pay to work fast.
I agree. Unless you're paid by the job.
Nope.
Yeah, I dig me some Marisha Tomei and my cousin Benny. Kitty cat's back here in something he probably shouldn't be in. Oh no, he's okay. He's in his box. Chasing his tail trapped inside a small box. Ain't he something? After a week of scraping cat litter box, I do have a automatic emptying, cleaning cat litter box on the way. I don't care how much it costs.
No, nobody wants to scoop poop.
Do what?
I said, yeah, nobody wants to scoop poop.
Oh, this one here is pretty cool. It's got a pan in the bottom and it comes with these bags, and the pan slides underneath it with the drawstring sticking out a little slot there, and it empties the stuff in the pan. And then after, I don't know, they said usually about a week, you just pull the drawstrings and slide the pan out, and the bag's pulled closed and ready to go. Just take it and throw it in the trash.
Well, here lately, I've been having an issue with other people's dogs pooping in my yard.
Oh man!
So I was researching it, and you know how to get you know how to get people not to have their dogs pooping in your yard. When they poop in your yard, take your bacon grease, go out there and dump it on their poop. They'll come back and get it.
Nice. I watched Butters chase down a baby rabbit yesterday and eat it in 2 bites. I was trying to catch him. Yeah, I was trying to catch him before he got it, and I couldn't get to him quick enough. He snatched it up off the ground, looked back at me, took off running towards home, and I didn't go bite, and it was gone. I'm like, I'm going to shoot you, damn you. Yeah, 2 bites and the bunny was gone. Yeah, Mark, I'm with you. Mom ordered a cat after the other one had to be put down.
And just think about it. After the dog comes back and eats his own poop, then he kisses his owner on the mouth. That's what you get.
Oh man.
Clean up after your dog.
That is a good idea, though. Y'all get wore out, do you? All right. All right.
You know, Mark would be taking his dogs around the neighborhood and letting them poop in everybody's yard.
There you go. I told you I wasn't going to stay in there. Oh, man. Another day in paradise. Hold on, I'm coming.
Let me in. Oh, how come I don't have an avatar?
I have no idea.
Let me see.
That's above my
Can you hear?
pay.
You can hear me though, right? Edit. Avatar. There we go. It didn't show it. That's weird. Huh. Strange.
Ain't that right, little guy?
Kind of bothers me. Do. Get to work, Eric.
I'll go pee.
What, not having your logo up?
Yeah. Well, not having, I can't do anything. I even tried putting a picture of Brian B up there, a picture of Freddie. None of them are working.
Huh. Wonder why that is.
That's weird. Buggies is showing up. When he gets back, maybe I'll leave. I stayed up all night again.
What did you do that for?
I don't know. Started watching shit on YouTube, and I look up. It's like 4:30. I'm like, oh, well, Buggy's gonna be on soon because I talked him into it. But I am gonna go fishing today. Do some bank fishing, old school.
You was, wasn't you? Oh.
Oh, what are you doing? You almost got in an accident. Watch where you're driving.
Well, this idiot's got the wrong turn signal on. Oh my God.
I think I'm going to have the dumpster brought in.
Some people like they're on, but nobody's home.
Yeah.
What'd you say, Buggy?
I'm going to have a dumpster brought in and get rid of half that crap in that garage. I'm done.
I need to do that with all the crap my wife's been collecting in the basement, but I really don't think I'll be able to make 500 trips up and down them stairs.
Yeah, that's when you pay one of them people that does garage and basement clean out things.
I think we're going to have to do that shit. We got to go down there and have her pick out what she absolutely positively doesn't want to get rid of, and then the rest of the stuff, boom, just haul that shit away.
Yeah. Well, my buddy looked, he said the 10-yard dumpster or whatever was $400 for a week. And then I thought, well, I'll get online, search Marketplace for those people who haul stuff off, clean garages out and stuff. And if they do it for less than $500, I'll just let them do it. You know what I mean?
Yeah, might as well.
And then I'll supervise as they go. I'll be like, yep, that goes, nope, that stays, kind of thing, you know.
Too bad you don't have no grandkids.
Yeah, they live too far away. I think they went back to school last week.
What's up, Catfish and Dreams? Good morning.
What's up, Brandon?
I used to have nieces. You know, my wife used my nieces and stuff to get all that crap down there. Now they're nowhere to be found. They're old and got married and jobs and stuff. Haven't seen them since Christmas.
My booty's gonna clap and make money on OnlyFans. Yeah, I missed the old OnlyFans thing too by about 30 years. And I don't care what those people say about them girls that get on OnlyFans and make money. I hate to say it, but I know me. If I was a girl and I had the ability to people to pay me, to watch me on cam,
it's the guys that are. The guys are suckers. That's all it is. Exactly. I got no problem making money.
And why not take advantage of them and make a bunch of money and retire early?
Makes me ashamed to be a man.
Yeah, they are definitely suckers, man. But like I said, if I had it, I'd do it. I don't care what anybody said.
Yep, my grandma used to go around saying, if you got it, flaunt it.
Yeah, and if someone's going to pay you to flaunt it, even better.
More power to you.
Yeah, I would. Like I said, if I was a woman and I was smart.
Hey, pardon me, you got a great poupon?
The heck was that?
I don't know. Somebody had some gray poop on though.
I thought he asked if somebody had a gay coupon.
That may have been what it was, actually.
I didn't pull up next to J Dog.
Excuse me, J Dog. A gay coupon.
Can I get the discount entry fee to put the Pickle Park? You got any coupons?
No, it's this is route. J route.
Then again,
he's got to take his girlfriend to the doctor's, and he's heading the same way I am. He just came in to load trucks this morning and leave. I wouldn't have did that. I would have just stayed home.
Yep, I would have too.
But he said 63-year-old man. He got nothing else to do.
Back to the OnlyFans topic. If I was a young man looking to get married or to find a girlfriend or whatever, OnlyFans girls would not be on my list.
Oh,
like,
no.
You do what?
Yeah, no. Now, she might be fun to hang out with on a couple weekends or something, you know what I'm saying? But, yeah,
you guys are crazy.
Two different.
Boy, I'd be all over that. I need me a sugar mama. You want me to help you out with the video? I'll hold the camera. Get some of that money, right?
I want to see the bank statements before I commit.
Saying, I'll hold the camera for, good amount of money.
I'd rather be broke.
Now, the young me probably think like Eric does, to be honest with you. I know me. I'd be like, yeah, that'll work. I don't care what you do. You're going to buy me a new Harley? Heck yeah.
Yeah, it ain't worth it. Sharing your lady with 5,000 fans? No, I don't think so.
If she's only got 5,000, she ain't my lady.
Think about it. 5,000 at $10 a month. Let me do the math here.
Yeah, that's true.
5K. It's too early to do
got money.
That's 50 grand a month she's making.
Oh yeah.
Times 12. That's 600 grand a year. Before taxes.
Here's a good headline. Man 26, woman 42.
Sucker guys that want to spend that money.
Yep.
Die after a car they were believed to be having sex in fell hundreds of feet off a cliff. Bad parking area. Scenic overlook when the vehicle plummeted down the cliff.
Did you see Bugman up in what was it? Marietta, Ohio, at the Kroger's location? Dude bit off dude's thumb. Security guy's thumb.
Really?
Yeah.
They got a fire.
Crazy people out there.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, they were trying to get him to leave, and he bit the guy's thumb off. Crazy people out there in this world these days.
Oh yeah, it is. There's a bunch of them too.
But you couldn't pay me to be a cop. Ain't no way.
Huh.
Thing that rings in my ears whenever I think of a cop is what you may and will be used against you. They are not your friend.
Yeah, no. Don't ever think they're your friend. I don't care how nice they are to you or whatever. Everything you say to them is going to be used against you, and they're going to be the ones doing it. Yeah, no. There's nothing friendly about that.
And they remember things the way that they want to remember things. So that's all I'm going to say.
If you get pulled over and you don't turn your phone camera on video, you're crazy. And if you're smart, you go live on YouTube so it gets saved.
Sandy Toes, what's up, dear?
What's up, Dirty Toes?
Dirty Toes.
You just upset Uncle Lou.
Hello, dog. What do you want from me?
Thank you, Sandy. There are people, bunch of people asked me this weekend to go live this morning, so there it is.
You hear her snorting?
Something.
Rubbing her belly. She likes it. The dog, not Sandy.
I thought you were talking about Sandy.
No, I did too.
All right. No, you were just out. You don't need to go back out.
Fine,
Still in here. What's up, buddy?
Hey, still in here. How are you doing? Trying to read this headline here.
When's Chris coming back from Alaska?
It's already back, I think.
They were in Canada last night, I think he said. They're getting ready to pull out or whatever because he was going to go to the casino.
Wow. He's got that figured out, man.
Yeah.
He's going to do good on. He'll probably do good on that new channel he started. To be honest,
yeah, I think so too.
Oh yeah. A lot of people out there with gambling addiction.
I don't know how many people play Keno, but someone's got to play Keno, right?
Well, I've always wondered how it worked, and now I get a chance to learn because I've always heard it was fun to play.
First Keno machine I see, I'm going to play, and I'll use his tactics. If I win something, I'll send him a few bucks.
Yeah. Now, I remember before the electronic thing, they had like that big board at the casino, you know what I mean? And like a chairs all out in front, and people would be sitting there playing it.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah, I don't know how it worked, but.
I took my wife to play bingo once. She was a maniac. It was fun.
Yeah, I took my grandma one time. It was hilarious down in Florida. And, you know, I didn't know nothing about it, so I just let her do everything for me. Bought me a pack of the cards or whatever, you know, and a dauber. And I'm sitting between her and this other lady, and they're reaching over daubing my cards because I keep missing everything. And I told them I had brain damage and that happens.
Sandy says, I haven't gambled on anything since I was 18. Every time you come in here, Sandy, it's a gamble.
Yeah. I laughed. My son, he was getting ready to turn 18. And we were talking. He said, man, I can't wait till I turn 18. I'm like, really? Why? I can go buy lottery tickets. I'm like, I never thought of that before. But they didn't have them when I was a kid, you know. But I would have been the same way, probably.
Yeah, that lotto has me as a sucker, too. I pick some up every time I get a chance. My grandma played the lottery for like 25, 30 years. I think the most she ever won was like $700. Probably $7,000 in a hole. Then again, we went to high school with a girl whose parents won $10 million. Friend of my sister's.
There are a couple guys in a factory by my house hit, you know, the factory, they'd all pull their money and go in each week. And one of the guys who done it all the time with him or whatever wasn't there that week. I'm talking on the thing on the internet. One of them guys was there every year, every week or whatever. He wasn't there that week. He was on vacation that they hit.
Oh, damn.
Yeah. They should have hooked him up, but.
What, Brian?
Brian B., Fart Master General.
I was going to say something else, Mark.
Go ahead, say it.
I don't want to be mean to Brian.
John Smallwater got me hooked on them damn scratch-offs.
He knows. He already knows.
These $2 ones I buy all the time called Bingo Frenzy, and it takes you about 20 minutes to scratch one off. That's the only reason I buy them.
I just scratched a barcode off and walk right over to the scanner. Done.
Yeah, but that takes all the fun out of it.
Yeah, this is true.
You know, if I'm sitting here doing nothing, watching something. Well, I bought what, $2 piece. Like I bought 10 of them 3 weeks ago, and I got 3 left. I ain't scratched off yet, and I think I got 3 or 4 winners laying over there somewhere. I haven't won anything. Like $20, I think, is what the biggest thing I've won. Yeah, I got a headache this morning for some reason. It's got to be the freaking barometric pressure shit or something. I never got headaches before.
Could be Eric.
Yeah, that's probably what it is.
Nothing to do with me.
Let me see what the weather's going to look like today. It's 73 degrees outside.
Let's see what I got. I got 72. We're about the same.
Oh, they changed the forecast. They had rain all day, and they changed it. So, yeah. I don't feel like pulling a boat out, so I'm going to go bank fishing.
Yeah. Hold on, I'll be right back.
What's going on, Brian? How'd your birthday parties go?
I got to see a house, I think, at like 5 tonight. I got to see a house in Upland at 5 this evening. Yeah, it'd be nice and warm by then, won't it?
Yeah, I was asleep on one day.
Brian's probably getting his fluorescent yellow vest ready to go out and write some citation.
Yesterday, Butters. Man, he's over here in the bushes, and by the time I got shoes on and got outside, the baby went that way and he went that way. And by the time I got
Attaboy, Brian.
He went home with it in his mouth, crunching it up. Yeah, no. He's still an asshole dog for killing baby bunnies in my yard.
That's what dogs do.
Yeah,
Boogie.
that's what Mom said.
My dogs catch them from time to time. They just don't know what to do with them.
Exactly. That's what mine did. They killed the one last year and didn't know what to do with it. Both of them were standing there just looking at it when I walked out because it quit moving, so it wasn't no fun no more.
They have more fun chasing them rabbits in the backyard, I think, than anything.
Yeah.
We just need to get rid of dogs.
Or get rid of rabbits in my yard, probably be easier.
We have like a full pane of glass on our back door, right? And we hung some wooden like blinds, like shutters over them.
Yeah.
And they can sit there at that back door and look through the cracks between the blinds. Oh, if they see something out there, they're ready to go.
Oh, man, little guy's the worst. He sees it, and it'll be all the way out in the back by the swamp back there. And just start going off. Then Tilly comes in. They're both barking before I can get little guy hooked up and get him out.
They amuse me.
Yeah.
My mom was over all weekend, and they left us for her. I think they like her better than us.
Oh, and a heartbeat happens every time.
So who ended up winning the tournament this weekend?
I was fishing and watching, but I was only watching Chad's channel, and then
yeah, me too.
It ended by the time I got home, or by the time I got in the car and started driving.
I think it was like My Bad Dudes as usual, isn't it?
More than likely.
I mean, they got that one spot right there, man. They're hard to beat.
Yeah. That's a honey hole right there for sure, man.
Get Bobcat in the boat who knows how to do some bumping. It's a sure bet, if you ask me.
Yeah.
More Rustic.
Hey, Rustic.
Because it's
Brian,
good.
Brian Bean, if you're still here, I'm asking for a friend. What's the color of your wedding for the gathering this year? What's your color?
Jody will probably have it black.
It's black and blue, huh?
There's my highlight.
No, it'll probably be black and Eagles green. There you go. Sandy guessed it too.
Oh man.
One thing my grandfather always told me was fish where the fish are. That's
Yep.
exactly who wins them tournaments.
Yep.
Yeah, make sure you get the extra card key and give it to Jody for Brian's room.
Sandy says Brian would look good in a forest green jacket. Eric, I heard you were going to be the flower girl.
No, I have to be the best man at the other wedding that's going on there.
What's the other wedding?
You know, M&M's and toes.
What?
Oh yeah. Morning, Rustic. Sorry, brother, I wasn't paying attention.
Curtis and
M&Ms
Sandy?
Well, yeah, their thing, man.
Well, you know, one of their colors is going to be yellow. I'm not sure what Sandy's color is. Shut up.
You think she would have sang happy birthday to him, but she didn't.
I know. I got to stop watching Troy drive. I think I'm driving like Troy in the golf cart. Fall out of the dang thing.
What are you driving today?
You know, box truck.
How many stops you got?
Good question.
So do you have to load your truck up, or is it loaded ready for you when you get there?
I have to load it up. I have 11 stops. That's the reason why I did not take Chillicothe today. If I'd have took his morning route, he would only had 3 stops. But I don't know if he's even coming to work.
What happens when you're done with your stops?
I'll go back to the warehouse, clock out, and go home.
Oh.
Mine's
driving very slowly.
I'm an out-of-towner, so a lot of my stops are like, 2 hours. It's normally a 2-hour drive back to the warehouse.
Oh, damn.
I won't be back until like 5 o'clock.
What's up, J&J?
What up, J&J? Yeah, I won't be back until after 5 today, probably.
Man, I was watching. Did you guys ever watch Tug Trash Outdoors?
What is it?
Tug, T-U-G, Trash Outdoors. He lives down in Florida.
Write it down.
He used to drive a tugboat to Guantanamo, deliver stuff, and he started a YouTube channel. He does fishing and stuff now. His last video, he went up to Alaska and spent 5 days on a ship fishing. That was pretty cool.
Nice. I like the guy that does the barge up the Mississippi.
I don't know who that is.
It's Mark Twain something, and he goes live when he starts his route going up the river. and he stays live the whole time. It's pretty cool.
I'll have to check that out.
That's where I learned about the loop. Was from him. Because he was going down the river, and it's kind of a little inlet area on the side of the river, and there was 2 cabin cruisers in it. And he said something, looks like the loopers are in for the day. And I didn't know what he was talking about, so I Googled it. I was like, oh, cool.
Yeah, that Great Loop's pretty cool. I should do that in my boat. That'd be fun.
I just seen an article. A 71-year-old man done it in. He was in a John boat with I don't know. It might have been a 200 Merc or something.
No, he had a little Daihatsu. He had an import because they're pushing him Tumhatsu, however you say that name.
Motor, you're saying? Yeah. He was in a John boat, yeah.
He was in a John boat with a little Daihatsu motor.
But it wasn't little. It was big.
No, I think it was like 30 or 40, maybe 50 horse. Daihatsu only makes up to 50. Let me take a look. I'll go take a look.
It was a big motor. Let's see if I can find it real quick. He done it in like 19 days. The big part was he was freaking 71 years old. Let's see, real quick.
I think you're right there, Nubs. I think it was 60 horse. I wouldn't recommend putting something that big on a little John boat myself. I mean,
Great Loop John boat.
Yeah, man breaks Great Loop record, finishes journey. Captain Scott Red Flowers at the 6,000-mile journey. Let's see.
Robert Ewins is his name. I checked his
the 71-year-old guy. Yeah, Robert Ewins, Aegis Wonder. Yep, that's it.
I'm looking to see what kind of motor he's got on
now
his
the
boat.
Great Loop. Now the Loop's going to become popular, and everybody's going to flood the place. And I was wanting to do it. That was going to be my retirement plan.
I'll pass.
Oh, I think it'd be a ball. Not to do it real fast like that, but to just do it.
There's a picture of his motor on his webpage, but it doesn't have the horsepower on it.
I read an article about like a newspaper article or something. Here's a video of him mic'd up live. Yeah, you can see the motor. It's a big one. Here's a video of him mic'd up live as he's coming in for the end of the record.
I'm on the hot.
It shows. It might say in this part right here. 19 days, 13 hours, 1 minute.
Forget that.
Well, let me ask AI.
Yeah, there you go. Yeah, man, but what a dude.
A 60 horsepower.
Yeah, I thought it was a big motor. But I gave one a 200, I guess. I knew it was big. I just didn't know how big. It's still.
Where'd he sleep at? Anybody knows where he slept at night?
Oh, I'd probably in the boat, I imagine, unless he had a.
I checked out his webpage.
Maybe.
I checked out his page, Facebook.
I'll tell you a good one to check out as far as living on the houseboat goes. There's a guy got a channel called Another Time, Another Place, and
yep.
Have you seen him? Yeah, his stuff's good. I like.
He's always running into snakes and stuff. He's the guy who taught me the difference between a water moccasin and a water snake. I learned that from his channel. What's up, Nubby?
Yeah, yesterday or whatever I watched, and he'd run a snake off. That'd be my only thing about doing something like that down that way is snakes, man. I don't like snakes.
And they say Australia's got things that'll kill you.
So, yeah, they do. Australia's got all kinds of crazy animals, man.
Yeah, we got all sorts of crazy stuff here too. You're just used to it.
Yeah.
Everything from wolves and bears and snakes and spiders and alligators and Heck, in this country, a peanut will kill a guy.
Yeah.
Nubby says there is a guy contemplating a loop in a canoe with a paddle. His name is Peter Frank. Yeah, there's a bunch of people that have done that. To be honest with you, well, not a bunch, but more than a couple. Sandy says we're just an overflow dumping ground, more like a penile colony.
Well, I just discovered it last year, man. And I was like, God, I'd like to do something like that. It'd be my last adventure in my life. You know what I mean?
Yeah, that's a good adventure. So is the Appalachian Trail, if you can
Yeah.
walk that.
I always wanted to do that, but my knees, there was no way I could have with my knees.
There's all sorts of shenanigans that happen on that trail, though, too. You got to remember.
Oh, I would carry a gun and bear spray, no doubt. And I'd take a dog with me.
What you should do is take that road from Alaska all the way down to southernmost point of South America. There you go.
Yeah, I've seen that. I know what you're talking about.
I've seen a guy do that on a Honda 90.
There's a good book. A guy called Michael or Weisbecker or something like that. It's called In Search of Captain Zero.
Never heard of it.
Him and his buddy grew up in Montauk, New York, okay, and they were surfers.
Uh-huh.
And they would go to Mexico and Baja and stuff like that, And he wrote a book called Cosmic Banditos, originally his first book, which gave him the ability to do what he done. But his buddy gets in a little trouble with the law, so he rigs up a Ford four-wheel drive diesel truck with a camper and stuff on it. There's a couple dogs. And he takes off to what they call the Misto Wave, this legendary wave down in South America at the end of the road, they called it. And no one actually knew if it existed or not. It was just a story, right? So his buddy takes off. Well, he don't hear from him for like a year or so, and he gets worried about him. So he decides he's going to, and he knew what route the guy was going to take. And the guy was taking that route. He went from Baja and took a boat across, and would stop and surf along the way. So this dude went looking for him, and he wrote a book about the journey. It's a pretty good book, man. And he finally finds him, and sure enough, the place exists, but very few people know about it. Now it's like real popular, and there's, naturally, people come in and ruin the place, and there's, places to stay and crap like that. It's not out in the wilderness like it used to be. But the book's real good about him. He ends up getting down there, and his friend's a freaking crackhead.
That's too bad.
Yeah, it was. It crushed him. But everywhere he would stop to surf, the people knew his friend and told him, yeah, he was here, 8 months ago or whatever. You're on the right track anyway. And if there were good waves, he would just stay there till there wasn't any more surf. Then he'd load up and take off again. He wasn't in a big hurry to get down there. But he took part of that road you're talking about.
What's that road called? I'm gonna ask that.
And then there's a lot of guys done it on little dual sport motorcycles.
$2.44 a gallon. Oh, man.
There's a thing called the Trans-American Trail.
Pan American Highway is what I'm talking about.
Pan American Highway, yep. There's a thing called the Trans-American Trail, and it runs from West Virginia to, I think, Oregon.
Yeah.
And it's probably 98 or 99% either dirt or gravel roads all the way. It takes months to do it.
BLM land, right?
I don't
Once
know.
you get to the west,
I got the route sheets and the maps from West Virginia down through to the end of Tennessee. I bought them, 10 years ago or so. So I thought about doing it.
Hi, Denise.
Good morning, Denise. But yeah, it looked interesting, and It's like they say there's one part of it that the only time you can go through there is in August, and it's in the mountains in Colorado or something, because otherwise the passes are snowed in and you can't get through it.
You ever see that show Long Way Down, Buggy?
Yeah. I actually read that book. I know what you're talking about. The dude.
Yeah, with Ewan McGregor. Ewan McGregor.
Yeah.
And his buddy. Yeah, I got that on DVD. That's a pretty cool show.
Yeah. I read that book actually. Yeah, it's a good one. Yeah, they definitely had the right motorcycles for it too. But those are rich men dual sport bikes there.
Well, those guys ain't shabby either. When you do something like that and you make a movie out of it, you can get them bikes for nothing.
Oh yeah, they didn't pay for them. Now there used to be an old Harley rider dude, had one leg. I'm trying to think of his name, and this would have been back in the 70s and 80s. He come back from Nam and took off on a Harley, and he's been around the world like 3 times. This old shovelhead. I'm trying to remember the guy's name now.
It's me, Mark. Denise, how you doing? And Eric and Buggy.
In my opinion, he was the first adventure motorcycle rider, as far as that went. And he done it on an old Harley, and it was an old clapped out looking bike, And then there was a lady back in the 30s, I think it was, who rode from New York to California on an old, it might have been the 40s or whatever, whenever the flatheads were come out. And then there's a guy, they done an article on him in the AMA magazine. He's considered to have the most miles ridden on a motorcycle of anyone in history, because he worked for Harley Davidson, and they would make a new model, give him the bike and a charge card. This would have been back in the 40s when he started, I think.
Yeah, I think panheads were what, in the early 30s, because panheads came out 37, I want to say. So the flathead was before that, the motor before that. So
now, I had a friend had an 80 cubic inch flathead. Most of them are 40s that come out of a military mail trike. He had it on a chopper.
Nice.
But this guy got paid by Harley Davidson to do nothing but just keep riding that motorcycle until it quit. And they, give him an expense account or whatever, and he would just ride back and forth across the country until, to test the bike, to endurance test him or whatever. Wish I could find that article. It was in the AMA magazine about they went into the Motorcycle Hall of Fame. And I forget how many thousands of miles the dude had ridden. And this was, before the interstate systems existed.
You keep them full of oil, and keep everything lubed up, man. If you don't, in the first 5,000 miles, you're going to shake out any problems.
Yep.
And then you just got to keep up on the maintenance stuff, the brakes, any rubber that's going to wear out and stuff like that. They'll run a long time. I always wanted a panhead, never got around to buying one. They're too rich for my blood now.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Now I always wanted a knuckle. Dad had a knucklehead, I think, back in the day before I was ever existed.
I had a chance to buy one in the early 90s, but I talked myself out of it.
Yeah.
The guy wanted like $8,000 for the thing, which was a considerable amount of money back then, but they're worth like 100, 200 grand now.
Yeah. Yeah. Now I had a friend of mine that owns the place where I go bluegill fishing. He grew up in an orphanage, and one of the guys that was in the orphanage with him lives in a little town east of here. And he's got a completely original pan from the toolkit and everything in a back of his garage. Been there forever. I don't know if he still has it. It's been 20-some years ago when I seen it. But he took it somewhere, some shop, that guy, going to go through it and get it running and everything. And the guy called him next day and said, "Man, you need to come get this bike." He said, "I mean, people look at this," and he said, "I'm afraid somebody's going to come in and steal it." He said, "You need to come get this and take it back home." And that's the last I heard of it. But he's even got the kidney-shaped toolkit on the side with the original tools that came in it. It's the original bags, everything. This thing is completely original.
Man, I know so many people that have had their bikes stolen. It's ridiculous.
Yeah. My brother, I used to tease him about it, but as I got older, I learned he'd lock his bike up even if he was just walking into the gas station to get something. And then he told me, he said, it don't take but 4 great big burly guys to walk up with a metal pipe through each wheel and pick that bike up and walk off with it and throw it in the back of a truck real quick. And then
I had a 94 Fat Boy. I caught some guys trying to steal out of my garage when I lived out in Berwyn with the wife when we were living in Sin. Yeah.
Buddy of mine is a Harley mechanic at the Harley shop. Said an article come through or something out west. They had a panel truck, like a bread truck.
Mm-hmm.
And it was rigged up. They'd open up the back up over the motorcycle, and there was a hoist in it. They would hook on the bike, hoist it up, close the back doors, and drive off with it. He said it took them like 35, 40 seconds to steal a bike.
Man, you could do that with a tow truck, too. A lot of guys who used to repo them would, unfortunately, repo the wrong bike, if you know what I mean.
Yep.
Just chain that sucker right to the lift, and it's gone.
Yeah, but think about these dudes here. When they done it, you couldn't even see the bike. No, you would have had no idea it was in there. They were HA. But yeah, Harleys, man, especially back in the day. Nowadays, they're made. My buddy tells me that this bike here, the computer that comes on that bike will only work on that motorcycle. You see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So if you steal that bike and try to part it out, it won't work.
There's always ways around it. Someone's figuring it out.
Yeah. Well, he works on the side in his garage at home. So he had to kind of scab the software from work onto his laptop to take home,
Mm-hmm.
Which is highly against the rules at Harley Davidson.
Well, yeah, they want you to pay that exorbitant subscription fee, all of that.
Exactly.
Same like with the Snap-on readers and stuff. It's a fortune to get, let's say you work at a Ford dealership and you want to work on your Chevy at home, you got to buy all that software again.
Yeah.
Just so you can change some values in the ECM, from 1s to 0s.
Mm-hmm. I would much rather just have a 77, 78 pickup that doesn't have a computer.
205 Wild Action.
What's up, buddy? Good morning.
The Hot Pepper Hero in the house. I think I'm going to grow some hot peppers and some tomatoes next year. My mom dropped off a bunch of tomatoes. They were delicious.
Man, I haven't had none yet. Nobody's brought any by. I used to grow them every year. They shoved this guy's route on that John boat. And when he come out of the Mississippi into the Gulf, instead of following the coast around, he made a straight shot across the ocean. Or the Gulf, a straight shot over to like the Tampa area maybe or something. You know what I mean?
Uh-huh.
You tell me that wouldn't be spooky.
Well, if you got a good day, you'd be all right.
Oh, yeah. I mean, you're going to, with the technology and stuff, but still you're out in the middle of nowhere in a John boat.
I get freaked out. I get freaked out when I'm in 80 feet of water in my boat. It's no different than being in 6 feet of water. It's just the thought of being in, like when I'm out on Lake Michigan, I'm in 80 feet of water. I'm like, ugh. Kind of gets in your head.
Yep. Yes. Even 10 feet of water, you can still sink down to the bottom and push yourself back up, sink and get yourself to the shore. But yeah, man, in that John boat, there's fish bigger than that boat when he's going out across the Gulf.
We wouldn't go on that Alaska cruise.
I think if you go to the guy's webpage, he's done all kinds of stuff like this, different kind of nautical type stuff.
I went to his Facebook page and he's got all sorts of political stuff that I don't agree with. So
I did.
Moved on my way.
Yep.
Good night, Sandy.
See, Sandy, if he's a liberal or whatever, I'm with you. I don't need. But you still got to admire what he done.
Yeah, good for him. That's a heck of a thing. He beat the record by like 6 hours, I think.
71 years old. That's the part. Now, I rode an Enduro one time, and they send a group of 5 bikes off every minute, okay? Well, the minute ahead of me, there was a guy on there, and he was 80 years old, riding a National Enduro in the woods. It was like 60 actual trail miles, not counting the roads that connected each wood section. 80 years old. On an old...
Some 80-year-olds are in better shape than other 80-year-olds. You know what I mean?
Well, like my grandma, she was 90, 97, I think it was, and fell and fractured her hip at the grocery store. And they took her to the hospital and stuff, and she refused to use the walker and come home with a fractured hip. And then when they went to take her, they, called mom, and they wanted to know what medicine she took, and she told them. They're like, well, what else? And all she took was a stomach pill for reflux acid. 98 years old, 97, 98 years old. But she grew up in the hills of Kentucky cooking, or, they grew their own food and everything.
Yeah, my grandmother made it to 88. She had all sorts of problems, though. My dad made it to 78. My grandfather made it to 62.
Oh. Now, what, Dad made it to 87, was it? And then Grandma made it to 103. And multiple people on Grandma's side lived over a century. So I got good genes, hopefully, if I hadn't abused myself so hard.
I got the genes. I got the side of the family that lived a while, but in a lot of pain. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm. Yep.
If I make it to 70, I'll be surprised.
Yeah. I don't care how old I get as long as I'm healthy. If it gets to where I'm, not healthy or whatever, then I want to check out.
We're on Bugman Show. If it gets to where I can't wipe my own ass, put me out of my misery.
Yep. Yeah, believe me. Yeah, believe me, I know all about that.
I don't want somebody else wiping my ass.
Yeah, no, it's a real humbling experience, believe me.
I'd get a
when
bidet.
You're the one that has to do it.
Get me one of them bidets.
Yeah. Just give me a bottle of freaking Dilaudid and a nice porch in the mountains to sit on and watch it go by. Because I don't want, if I can't do stuff, I don't want to be around. Like my mom right now, she can't see and she's just bummed as hell. She's like, I don't even have a purpose anymore, I can't do anything. What do you say? She's not wrong.
Eric, what are we getting for breakfast?
We had breakfast. It's called Pop-Tarts.
What are you doing in the truck stop?
Smoking a cigarette. I'm allowed to smoke in the truck.
Ah, copy that.
Communist America.
Company
They
truck.
got cameras in them, so you can't cheat.
Yep.
Hang your hat over top of the camera, maybe.
Hey, don't you got GPS tracking in that truck?
Yep.
Eric, you're fired.
Buckethead Barefoot Endurance Race 2025. I probably better read about that. I like the video I seen. You probably seen it where they launched the cars off the cliff in Australia.
Yeah.
Have you seen that? How much fun would that be?
I guess. I don't see the point of it, but sure.
The point is, there is no point. It's just fun. You know what I'm saying?
I'd rather see guys climbing those hills and crashing cars off of them. Like the hill climbs they do, man. That looks like it.
Well, the hill climbs they do nowadays aren't even the same because they have like steps going up. You know what I mean? It ain't like the old Widowmaker days where it was, a vertical hill and if you're lucky, you made it 3/4 of the way up.
I used to do a lot of quad riding, right? And we used to go over to Cliffs Insane Terrain Park was one place, and what's the other place there in Indiana? What's
Attica, Badlands.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Badlands. We used to go to Badlands. Some of those hills used to scare the crap out of
Yeah,
me.
I've raced there a few. I got helmet cam video of racing there on my channel.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We used to launch our bikes off of the through that tube and stuff. That was always a good time.
Yep. Yep. Attica, they usually have the first couple hair scrambles of the year there because it's sandy. You know what I mean? It's usually wet and snowy. If you want to watch something kind of cool, and it happened this weekend, and I think the first one was in 2011 or what. It's called the Tennessee Knockout, and it's called a hard enduro.
Mm-hmm.
And they run it at the Trials Training Facility in Tennessee. And you'll be amazed what these guys do. We went over the first year they had it and camped and watched it. It was pretty impressive.
Denise has got some tomatoes to harvest. That's always nice.
Man, I would almost drive down there and get some. I haven't had any yet this year.
You come up here, Buggy. She gave me like half a bushel of them. I don't know what the hell I'm going to do with a half a bushel of tomatoes.
Yeah, no shit.
I'm not the cannon type, but I'll make some sandwiches out of it until they're no good. I should make tomato soup out of them is what I should do, and then freeze it.
Okay, the best I can tell, the Buckethead Endurance Barefoot Race is a barefoot skiing race. Maumee River. Isn't that up by you?
That's in Wisconsin.
Yeah, it's the Buckethead Barefoot Endurance Race.
I think that's way up there in Wisconsin.
And it looks to me like it is barefoot skiing.
Like on the Minnesota border.
Yeah.
I need a fishing vacation, Buggy. I've been looking at resorts and stuff up in Wisconsin. I can't find a place to go. I can't talk the wife to going into any place that isn't nice. I really don't want to spend the money to go to the Bass Pro Shops resort. That's ridiculous.
I would love to do something like that, man. Just a week away doing nothing but fishing, nothing to worry about, nothing to think about. You're kidding me?
Do it while you can. We only got so much time on this planet.
Yeah. I just got to find somebody that wants to do it. So I'm going to do it by myself. That wouldn't be as much fun.
Problem.
Because I'd like to do it, you know, a week-long catfish vacation or something.
I'll do a week-long anything vacation. What's up, Lee Evans? How you doing, man?
Hey, how's it going, Lee? I know Dad and him, I was a kid, him and his bosses, they went to a place up in Canada where they flew in. They were like only the second group of people that had ever been on these lakes or whatever. But I'd rather go catfishing.
I think Green Bay would be a cool one. That lake's kind of big, though. It's a little scary.
If you go and stay in Door County, I'll bet you money there's charters there. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I don't like paying charters.
And I know there's places to stay up in Door County. We run some fiber up there.
Yeah.
Back when it was in early 2000s, we was building a fiber network for Charter Communications, maybe. I forget who it was.
I'm going to find a place with a cool resort owner. I'll pull in there and he'll be like, all right, check that this spot, this spot, this spot.
Yeah.
They'll usually do that for the people that are staying there.
Yep. Jimmy Houston's Catch a Better Life every morning. He does a Bible verse with a fishing tip and stuff at the end. He's pretty
Did I ever
cool.
tell you that Jimmy Houston was my very first subscriber?
No, really.
Yeah, I commented on one of his videos. You know, he does them videos. He was showing the deer off and stuff.
Yeah.
And he's like, man, Catfish and Crappie, that's a cool name. I just subbed to your channel.
That's cool. You know, he was talking in one of his morning things about he couldn't fish a lot of the bass, BASS tournaments and stuff because he wouldn't let them put alcohol logos on his boat because he was a Christian.
Mm-hmm.
And I actually made a comment about it, and he commented back to me. I was like, you know, it's a shame you had to miss out on so much money just because, you know, you wouldn't promote alcohol. But, you know, it's impressive you stuck to your guns on that type of thing. But yeah, he's been a Christian for a long time, I guess. And some of them, I guess, that in big tournaments, if they were sponsored by Budweiser, for instance, where every boat had to, have some kind of Budweiser stickers and crap on it, and he wouldn't do it.
Advantages to being Catholic, everything in moderation.
Yeah. Well, see, and I think it's the same, and it's all people's interpretation. The Bible doesn't tell you not to drink; it tells you not to be a drunk. There's a whole big difference there. Like you said, everything in moderation.
Don't look to the bottle to solve your problems. Look to the Lord. That's all you got to say to yourself.
Yeah. Ain't nothing wrong with sitting around drinking a couple beers with your buddies after going fishing. Nothing at all. Now, if you're doing it 7 days a week, 365 days a year,
that's a problem.
You might have a little issue there.
I got no problem having a little bit of whiskey, cigar, watching God's creation, watch the sun go down.
Yep, I agree. I don't see anything wrong with it at all. And that's sometimes what turns me off on the organized religion, is they take everything to the extreme. And so instead of me believing, oh, well, you can't drink because you're a Christian, I'm like, well, what's the book really say about it? You know what I mean?
Well, you just hit the nail on the head right there. It's not the religion, it's the people that are trying to manipulate it. But I don't want to talk about that because I get all that's another topic I get all heated up about.
Well, I always get in trouble because I always tell people that have like videos and stuff like that, and I'm like, yeah, you're the kind of people Jesus would have shunned away from, don't you? If you're judging other people, he would have definitely not come out and hung out with you or anything.
He'd rather hang out with the sinners.
Yep. They're more fun anyway.
So I was looking at Land O'Lakes, Wisconsin. Where else was I looking at?
Never heard of that.
Yeah, that's way up there.
Yeah. Now I heard of the Land Between the Lakes down there in Kentucky.
That's in Kentucky. I've been there. I went to the off-road park over there with our toy hauler and our ATVs. That was a good
really?
time.
Yeah, nice. I know some people that have been there, but I wanted to go there and go fishing. I was at Fort Campbell, Kentucky. I think we went over there and crappie fished one day. I'm thinking that's where it was because it wasn't real far away from Fort Campbell, if I remember correctly.
Cool place.
Yeah, it looked like it. I don't remember much about it. That was back in my drinking days.
We took our niece with us, right? And we were all the way up on top of the hill. There's one big, like huge hill, over there that you kind of take the trails all the way up there. And we're up there and she had to go to the bathroom. And she ain't ever been in the woods before. That was so funny.
Oh, man.
She thought we were crazy.
Like, no, just go right over there behind the tree. Ain't nobody gonna care.
My wife had to go hold her hand when she's walking through the woods. She thought a bear was gonna get her.
Now, I was doing some cable. We done that fiber up there in Wisconsin, and I needed to get behind this house in kind of an easement, but it wasn't really, just the lines ran through the woods, right? The poles did. So I pull my truck in and I'm getting my gear and stuff on to start heading back in there, my climbing gear and stuff. And the lady comes, she says, hey, we had some bear spray. There's a bear walk around out here this morning. I took all my stuff off, put it back in the truck and said, thanks. And I went back to the shop and said, nope, not unless you send someone with me.
I picked up my boat on Memorial Day weekend, right? 2 years ago. This is the third season, so whatever it was in 23. And I had to go all the way up to Minnesota to pick it up. And coming back down 94, never seen this before in my life. Somebody had hit a bear. It was laying dead on the side of the highway.
Oh,
I was like, holy smokes, it's a bear.
Man, I wonder what kind of damage it done to the car.
I don't know.
Semi.
I don't know why they just left it there either, though. Usually, if the police got to come to the scene, they'll get someone to haul it away. So it must have been a semi that was able to drive away. It must have just cracked it on the side.
Coming down the highway there, I can't remember the name of the highway, but there's a minivan pulled off on the side of the road, and it's kind of desolate where I was at, you know, up in Northwoods area. And so I pulled over to make sure they was all right. And they had hit a deer, and he had spun around, and his antlers had crashed through the side window of the minivan, and there was blood everywhere. It was gnarly, and there was two kids sitting there in the minivan where he busted through the window, and they were freaked out. But I'd never seen so much blood. When I seen all the blood, at first I thought somebody got hurt, you know.
Mm-hmm.
And the guy was like, "Oh no," he said, "that's from the deer." I'm like, "Really?" But it busted out of the minivan, the sliding door has that big long window. It shattered that whole window.
Man, that had to scare them kids to death.
Yeah.
Probably.
So he must have clipped it on the ass end, you know what I mean? And it spun around and its head hit the window, or that's all I could figure. But yeah, I'm with you. It had to scare them kids to death. They were freaked.
When I was loading tanker trucks, we had a guy who used to come down from northern Wisconsin once a day, right? And one day he didn't show up. And then like a week went by before he showed up. Turns out that he hit an owl. It went through the windshield on his truck, and it was still alive. It scratched the living crap out of him on his face and his arms. Yeah, I guess he was in a hospital all stitched up for a week before he could go back to work.
That's why I was coming home from fishing last year, I think it was, from Summit Lake, like 2 or 3 in the morning. And that one dropped out of the trees on the side of the road and come swooping down and hit the window behind me. And my Ford freaked me. I mean, I could see him coming, and I started to lean over, you know, and I thought he was going to hit my window. But at first I didn't know what it was. And as it got a little, you know, it all happens real fast, but it seems like slow motion. And as it got close, I realized what it was. And then he hit the side of the window. So then I, you know, slowed down, turned around, and went back to make sure if he was still there or not. And he was gone. So evidently it didn't hurt him too bad. But he hit it hard. He was huge, man. His wingspan was probably 5 foot across, I'd say.
It's crazy. You know, my parents had that place in Rensselaer, right? I'd ride my fat boy down there every now and then. Not Rensselaer, I'm sorry, Monticello, Indiana.
Yeah.
I'd ride my fat boy down there, and I'd get off at Rensselaer, and we'd cut across all the farm fields together.
Yeah,
because it was actually north of Monticello. We were up in Buffalo, up by the Boy Scout camp there.
Yeah.
And I'm hauling butt, doing like 80 miles an hour through these cornfields, and this crow comes flying out of nowhere, hits me right in the shoulder.
Oh,
my shoulder off. That hurt. I remember that. I'm surprised I didn't fall off that bike.
Yeah. There's one thing I don't do is run fast between cornfields.
Well, I learned my lesson the hard way, that's for sure.
Yeah. Well, my biggest thing is the intersections. I don't know how many wrecks there are around here in the summertime. 4-way intersection, and got cornfields on all 4 sides.
Yeah.
You can't see nothing until you get there, and you better stop. And if you're on the lane that goes straight through, you better slow down just in case.
Yeah, I was young and dumb. I was 20 years old.
Yep, I get it.
That one stretch when you come out of Rensselaer was 14 miles of straightaway.
Yep, I know what you're talking about. We used to do a dirt bike race up there in Rensselaer. Trying to remember the name of it.
What's up, FFA? How you doing?
Roselawn is the one I'm thinking of. That's where the nudist colony is at.
Yeah, that's where I'm not going to talk about it.
Sun City Sun Club.
Yep.
Actually, Enduro would start.
No, it was a Ponderosa Sun Club.
Yep, that's it. Yep, you're right. It was about 3 miles off the interstate. Maybe a little bit more than that. I don't remember for sure, but that's where the pits was.
That big event they had, I worked there 2 years in a row.
Did you really? I know what you're talking about. It's like Miss Nude America or something like that.
Nudes a popping.
Yeah. It was funny because your races start at 10 in the morning. And they had like a 7-mile loop laid through the woods there. Then you'd hit the road and go off and ride the rest of the Enduro. And when you come back, you had to do the same 7 miles, only going the other direction. And by the time you come back in the afternoon, there'd be people sitting there beside the trail in golf carts naked. And one of the checkpoints in the back to make sure you've done the whole course or whatever, had naked women stand there, punching your scorecard when you come through. And it was always the thing that kid turned 16, they could ride enduros because you had to go on the road. And that was kind of a rite of passage to get to go up and ride the Roselawn Enduro. Yeah, life was cool back then, man.
It was a long time ago. What's up, Dave?
FFA, how are you, buddy? It's good to see you. Sorry, I'm not paying attention to the chat. I was reading some news and stuff.
When we lived in Berwyn, when I worked in Cicero, Berwyn's like a south suburb, right, of Chicago. A lot of my family grew up there, and including my father. It would take us an hour and 45 minutes to get to my parents' little cottage out there in Indiana. And then when we moved to where we're at now, it went from an hour and 40 minutes to 4 hours. It was horrible.
No kidding. Yeah.
Because we had to drive, we were on the bottom half of the city, so we didn't have to drive to the city.
Yeah.
So it takes me an hour to get to the city, another hour to get through it, and then 2 hours from there. So it was 4 hour trip. That was a lot every weekend, so we kind of quit going.
There's no way I could drive through Chicago every weekend. I hate driving through there. I will go out in the middle of Illinois and come up before I'll drive through Chicago.
If I do that, I got to go north all the way to 39, or I take 47 down to Plank Road and take that out to 88. Do that, or 39 and go south.
Yeah.
That's a long ways out of the way.
I just can't handle that much traffic for that long. Like you said, it takes an hour to get around there. And that's if you only have 1 or 2 stops. And that one cracked me up. There used to be big billboards that said, I'm pretty sure this was paid for years ago, because I guess the big selling point on the toll road was it was going to pay for the road. And after it was paid for, it was going to go to a regular highway. And it's still a toll road.
Like if we took, what was it? We would take 2 to try and avoid the traffic, like 394 and stuff there. That Danville, right there when getting Indiana through Cary and all of that stuff, man, that sucked. And then when we would take 2 to go down, I mean, it'd be a nice ride, but every town you get to, there's stoplights and stop signs. It's like, I don't want to do this.
Every little community. That's the bad part about the 2-lane highways.
It's D.
Hey, D, how you doing?
Good morning, D. It's so good to see you. Now, when me and Dad took our motorcycle trip that time, that's all we rode was the little 2-lane highways through them little towns. We left here, went down to Madison, Indiana, and crossed the river down there. And you cross the river and you turn right, and the road goes up and over the mountain, pretty steep. But all my life when I was a kid, there's this house that sits at the top of that hill, and the highway turns right there. And all my life when I was a kid, I thought, man, I'd love to sit on, pull in that driveway and look at that view one time. And when me and Dad were coming up there, we stopped in Madison, and I told him, I said, hey, you get top that hill, pull over in that house's driveway at the top of the hill. What for? I said, just do it. And he pulled over, and I said, I always wanted to see what it looked like from the top of this hill. I only seen it from the other side of the river my whole life,
Mm-hmm. Well, you guys were riding the ride. You weren't like trying to get anywhere.
Exactly. Yeah. And that's the only way I'll go for a ride. I won't go anywhere I got to hurry. But that's just me. That's pretty much everywhere I go these days. I had to laugh. Got done fishing Saturday, and I got everything loaded back up in the SUV and everything, and got in the car, turned the air conditioning on, and that fishing tournament was still on. I was sitting there kind of paying attention to it, getting me a Mountain Dew and kind of just, like I just don't get in a hurry. Oh, Red come out on the porch. You all right? I said, yeah, I'm fine, man. Said, I just don't hurry, Red. I'm getting ready to go here. It just takes me a while to get on the move. He said, well, you've been out here about 10 minutes. I thought something was wrong. He was my dad's catfishing dog back in the day.
I'll get home from somewhere, I'll back into my driveway, and I'll be sitting in the truck waiting for something to finish on the radio or whatever.
Yeah.
Or just trying to collect myself before I come in the house. Not because it's any bad reason, but
Yeah.
because as soon as I go in the house, I got crap to do. You know what I mean?
Yeah. I know exactly what you mean. In fact, I had to tell Mom the other day. I was like, Mom, every time I come home, you start, the minute I walk in the door, you start in on wanting me to do something. I said, you got to at least let me come in, take my, put my billfold up and get all, settled in before you start in on if I need to do something. Okay. I said, you can't hit me right when I come in the door. Oh, I know, but it was just on my mind. I said, I understand that. And I'm not, grumping or anything. I just, just please give me a minute, to get in the house and get my shit together first. Because otherwise I forget half of what she told me.
I'm watching Eric drive through that, down that road thinking, man, I wish I was headed somewhere, to be honest with you.
Man, dude, I've seen some people at the gas station the other day. You could tell they were taking off on vacation or something. Just in an SUV with their stuff loaded up. And I thought, man, dude, you so need a road trip so bad.
I was thinking about going back up to Madison to fish Mendota, but I was watching a fishing report. Fishing's less than stellar right now, so I guess that ain't going to happen.
Man, it's got to be kind of tough. As hot as it's been tough everywhere, I imagine. Man, I kind of had a headache yesterday, and I kind of got one today. It's got to be the pressure or whatever. Oh, shoot, I got to put a Mountain Dew in the freezer. I forgot all about it.
What road are you on, Eric?
Great style.
You spilled that all over the floor. You did, didn't you?
I didn't hear you, bud.
23 south.
23 south. All right, no idea.
I am doing a pretty cool appraisal today, called Per Plans and Specs. And right now it's just an empty field. And I get a copy of the blueprints and the contract that tells, what kind of furnace what kind of furnace, shingles, exterior covering, that kind of stuff. And you do it based on the plans and specs.
Mm-hmm.
And then it pays $800 and some, and 2 other times after it's done, I have to go back out. I think it's when it's under roof, I think is what they call it, when the house is built with the walls and the roof, but nothing else. And then one other time when the drywall's in. And then after that, I do a final when it's done. But it's just something a little different. I hadn't done one in a long time. And then actually, if I ever want to build a house, I got a set of blueprints for one.
I was on TikTok. There's a couple of guys out there that do inspections, right?
Home inspections, yeah.
Not home inspections, but new construction. They're permit inspectors.
Oh, okay, yeah.
When you get a building permit, you got to get it approved when they break ground, when they got the walls up, or they put drywall up, crap like that. Oh my God, you should see the shoddy work they find. Oh my God.
Oh, I'll bet. Yeah, I'll bet.
Beer cans laying all over the building site. You can tell.
Yeah.
It's just horrible.
Yeah.
Cutting 2x4s too short. Filling crap in with nails rather than putting the right stuff together. It's
kidding.
so
Yeah.
God.
And they know it's all going to go behind drywall and nobody's going to see it.
Yep.
Yep. This guy here at TK Constructors, they've been around here for 45 years probably. They do pretty good work actually. Where before the real estate crash, that's about all I done in Hamilton County over in Noblesville was per plans and specs. They were building so many neighborhoods, man. And they were easy money because you already had a database of about 50 cells that you could use for comps.
Mhm.
You just had to copy and paste them into the next report, So you could bust a couple of them out in a day, making stacks of money. And then it ended.
Yeah, it sure did.
Oh, yeah, and the regulations now, man, it takes 3 times as long to do a report as it used to. And now it's getting ready to get worse because they're changing. It's called the 1004, the form you do an appraisal on. And it's been the same. They call it basically a typewriter form, that back when it was originally made, it was just a form sheet you put in a typewriter and filled everything in. Well, they just moved it to digital. Well, it's being completely revamped and all new, becomes effective in September. And I got to take a class here real soon on it. But one of my lenders had a seminar you could take on it. And I'm like, you got to be kidding me. Like, can you please wait one more year? That's all it needs, one more year. Because I mean, it would be like learning a whole new job over again is what it's like.
You'll get it figured out, bud.
Oh yeah, I mean, it ain't hard. It's just, I don't know it. A lot of it is mainly and it's good in some forms because a lot of stuff is the same in every report. Like the site, for instance. There's a question: are there any external or adverse external site influences or whatever? And you put the same thing in every one, unless it's next to a junkyard or a dump or something. So you just have the same drop down box and the same words. Well, there's a whole lot more of those on this form as opposed to having to type stuff in.
Right.
So once you type it in the first time, you won't ever have to type it in again. You just hit the box. And I can see the lenders now trying to say, well, the fee should come down because it's a lot easier to do now. I can hear them saying it already.
You never know. It could be buggy. Auto-complete and stuff on there. It might be easier for you.
A lot of it's going to be honest with you, it's just the part of having to sit down and take the time to learn it. I'm old. Yeah. It gives me something to bitch about,
Absolutely.
You know what I mean?
I know what you mean.
If I was 30 and this was happening, I'd be like, heck yeah, dude. But I got so many templates that I use now, from so many years. I got pages of them where if I need something to say something, just open a folder, copy it, slide it over, and put it in a report instead of having to type stuff in.
I used to do the exact same thing with programming code when I was doing the database architect stuff for Experian. If I needed a couple lines of code, I just open up a notepad that I had saved and cut and paste that stuff right into the program.
Yep.
It got to the point that I was like so good at my job and I could get it done so quick. They give me a 2-week project. I'd be done in 8 hours and screw off for the next 2 weeks.
Exactly. Well, when they were building them neighborhoods in Hamilton County, and I mean, dude, I'm talking thousands of homes getting built. And I'd have some on the same street where I literally, because I call them vinyl villages, all the houses are basically the same, 3 or 4 different floor plans to choose from and different, exterior finish and crap like that. Well, some of them I literally would just have to change the parcel number, and the address and the legal description. And, you know, different pictures and stuff, and it'd be the same, exact same report as the 1-2 houses down from it.
Yeah, it's like that here in this neighborhood. So
I don't know how many thousands of homes they built before the crash over there.
well, they built this town up big time before that happened.
Well,
They're just starting to build again.
Yeah, I was gonna say Hamilton County is pretty much economy proof. It's the richest county in Indiana, and they've never stopped building over there. They slowed down a lot from 07 to about 11 or 12, but after that it picked right back up, and it just keeps growing. It's a suburb directly north of Indianapolis. If you look at 465 around Indianapolis, it's the first suburb. It's the first county north of that loop, directly north of Indy. So the commute into downtown is Meridian Street, straight down about 35 minutes.
We got a lot of mansions and stuff here on the North Shore. Not near me, but
I've been up through there. I know what you're talking about.
The rich towns and counties are.
Yeah,
they're not doing much building, to be honest. But then again, $30 million homes, $20 million homes aren't. They're there, but they're not being put up all the time.
Yeah. Yeah, there's a lot of nice stuff between Chicago and Wisconsin, man.
Oh yeah.
A lot of nice stuff. I've been surfing up there. That's the only way I know about it. Is because I'd meet people who were from around there, and they'd be like, "Here, I'll meet you over here," and they'd tell me where to go. Well, you'd never know the place was there unless someone lived there or lived close. You'd never discover these surfing spots. There's no way. And a lot of them were in them neighborhoods where these, like you said, $30 million houses and shit.
Every state's got areas like that.
Yep.
Ohio's got that dude that Epstein used to mooch off of. He's got that huge mansion out there. I forget what that guy's name is. The guy who did Victoria's Secret and all of that stuff.
Oh, really? Huh.
Yeah. He was the one who funded Epstein at the beginning.
Yep. I'm surprised as many people as he blackmailed that nobody ever killed him.
He did not commit suicide, Bug. You hate to tell you.
Oh, I know that. I meant before that, because he made all his money blackmailing people.
That's what I think.
Oh, he did. There was cameras in every room and hallway and everywhere, every bathroom inside his houses. He done what Diddy done, only he done it with a lot of richer people.
He had the backing of lots of governments.
Yeah.
He was
well, they say he was or Assad or whatever, Israel Secret Service people.
His father worked for a British Secret Service.
Did he? Yeah, see?
Yep.
That's what they're saying, that they used him to trap people and be able to manipulate them, via that way. Which that's the problem with the world. It's just gotten too big and too corrupt, and people are just, money is evil, man.
They used to argue and fight. They used to argue and fight and plot over scraps. Now they do it over millions. That's the problem.
Yeah.
The stakes are higher.
Yep. Yeah. And the internet made the world a much smaller place.
I think it exposed a lot of it, which is what we're getting done. I'm thinking a lot of this stuff always existed. We just didn't know.
Oh, sure. Yeah. But it definitely made, to me anyway, it made the world smaller. You could be talking to someone in, England and not realize that they're an ocean away from you.
Yep.
That, and it lets you know how many crazy people there are. There's a bunch of them.
Well, they get, the squeaky wheel gets the grease. They're the ones that get all the attention.
Yeah.
You don't know how many good people there are out there.
Oh, sure.
You know how many bad people there are, but you don't know about the good people.
Yeah. That's a true point.
Or at least I like to think so.
Yeah. Oh, there is. And that's just imagine if good news sold like bad news did.
That's 100% right, because that's what it is. The bad, shocking stuff is what sells.
Mm-hmm. Used to be headlines, now it's clickbait.
Mm-hmm. They're good at what they do. Man, Chat sure is quiet today.
Has he been in here?
Nobody's been in here chatting.
Chad. I thought you said Chad.
No, I didn't see Chad. Chad may be watching, unless he's got the day
He
off.
might be, yeah. Dee's in. She always says hi, makes my day. They've had a real busy summer too, though. She had her surgery, and then
they moved,
buying a house, and moving and buying a house is one of the 3 most stressful things you do in life.
Nubby wants to know how long you're going to be live, Bugman.
1 minute and 30 seconds, brother. Yeah, I got to shut it off at 8 o'clock. I got work I got to get done today, and then I got to see a house at 5 that I haven't even looked at the property card or nothing on yet.
Oh yeah, you're in that other time zone. It's just going to be 7 o'clock here.
Oh crap! I forgot the Forging Men thing at the church today. Damn it! I may have to run to the church for a little bit. Dang. I had to text Pastor and see if they're having a meeting today. Because they're having a thing this weekend called Forging Men, and it's people from all the different churches in town are all getting together and having a conference type thing. Because this is a really repressed community here, and it's about trying to work together as a Christian community to try and do good and make the town better if we can, instead of everyone doing their own little things,
Well, what kind of problems you got over there, Buggy?
Well, let's see. We had 3 factories here when I grew up. They all left, so that was about 80,000 jobs that went away.
Man.
And when you lose that much employment, what happens? Crime and drugs.
Nothing good.
Yeah. The only thing that's kept this town going is the fact Ball State University's here. If it wasn't for that, there wouldn't be a town.
Everybody keeps saying that, Chicago's so bad and lots of murders and crime. Well, there's 12 million people in the area.
Yeah.
You hear about the bad stuff, and then I hear about, like, a lot of you guys that live out in the country got to deal with meth heads and thefts and stuff. People got big old pieces of property and they're worried about trespassers. You're in the middle of nowhere. You'd think, at least I would, being ignorant, I guess, to rural America, that you wouldn't have to worry about that stuff.
Well, they got to go somewhere to make it, because the leftovers, so to speak, what they leave on your property is toxic. Yep. You can't just throw it in a trash can. You got to call the county and say, hey, I found an old meth lab out here in the back of the cornfield. Because once the corn's up, and it's probably 10 feet high right now, pretty close. So you can be on the other side of that field, and there ain't nobody gonna know what you're doing over there. You'll go in, say, 10 aisles in, and nobody can see you at all, unless from overhead. That's the only way. So you roll in there, stop the car, drop the people off with all the stuff to make it. They go back in the field 10 aisles, knock a few corn stalks down and make a little area to work. And, you as the farmer don't find leftovers until you're harvesting.
That's why these farmers, they need drones. They could fly their property every couple of days and see what's going on. Exactly. That's what I would do.
Oh, what I saw? I'm sure a lot of them do.
before you hang it up for the day, you know what I saw like a week ago? There's I live right on the edge of like farmlands in the suburbs here, right? I'm on the
Yeah.
outskirts. I saw them spraying fields with the drone. It was the coolest thing I ever seen.
Really?
Yeah. It was a big drone. It had to have been 8 feet across.
Oh, I'll bet. There's one of those crop duster things that sprays around here every year. And I keep thinking, man, you better hope the wind ain't blowing my way when you're doing that.
Well, it was really close to the tops,
Yeah,
I
that
think,
would be the best part right there with a drone. You could get so close.
yeah, and there, you don't need to pay airport fees. I mean, that's going to be
Yeah.
like the
The
business of
fuel
the
cost,
future.
yeah.
Yeah, you're plugging in. The guy I saw he had a flatbed, right? That he hauled behind like a flatbed trailer that he hauled behind a flatbed pickup truck. And
Yeah.
on this, he had a big old tank, probably full of the spray, obviously.
Yeah.
And he had a generator up there, and the generator was running. I imagine he was using it to charge the drone every time he went from spot to spot,
Yeah.
But I was reading it. All they do is they go on Google Maps and they program the property through there. They just let that sucker go. It goes on autopilot,
and it does it all itself. How cool is that?
and it doesn't waste any spray. It gets the whole field. It doesn't miss anything.
I remember there used to be some big lawsuits around here about when they would spray, depending on the wind. It's possible you got a crop here that you grow organic and you don't use any chemicals at all. Well, the other side of the road, you got a production farmer over there and he's spraying. Well, his stuff ends up in your property. You test your food and find out all of a sudden it's got these chemicals in it.
Or Monsanto suing you for cross pollination.
Yep. Monsanto's evil, man. They control every seed in the world. And they're
right.
GMO seeds like corn, for instance. When I was a kid, you could grow some corn, grab 4 ears off of it, and save them ears for the next year, and you could plant them and make more corn.
Yep.
Well, the seeds that Monsanto and them sell to the farmers, if you pick that corn, it'll grow, but it won't fruit.
Oh, so it's sterile. It doesn't reproduce, huh?
Yeah, that's what I mean by fruit. It won't reproduce. It'll grow a plant, but it won't make any corn.
I know in the beginning when they first started doing that Roundup resistant stuff that that's their bread and butter. Yeah. That farmers were able to get the seed from the corn, you know what I mean? Save some corn and de-seed it and replant it. And a lot of farmers got a lot of trouble for that shit.
There's a documentary about Monsanto and seeds and stuff like that. I can't remember the name of it. I seen it on Netflix. And the only reason it caught my eye, part of it took place here in Indiana because of Purdue, the big agricultural college. And they put a big farmer up there out of business because he didn't want to use their products no more. And they threatened him and then threatened everyone around him that if they helped him, they wouldn't sell them seeds no more. If you want to get scared to death, watch that documentary. You'll understand how fragile our food supply is. Especially, vegetable supply like that. And then you got Tyson with the chicken, and they do the same thing. If a guy wants to grow his own chickens and sell them commercially, they won't let him.
Yeah, I've fallen down that rabbit hole a couple of times.
Yeah, the chicken one was interesting because they burned one guy's chicken houses down. And by chicken houses, I mean thousands of chickens. Can you imagine how bad that stunk?
Remember what I said about people getting away? You starting a business in this country? There's a perfect example.
Yep, 100%.
All right, Buggy, I'm gonna let you.
Yep, we're gonna shut this bad boy down. We lost Eric a long time ago. He gets back in that mountain area and he loses signal.
Gotcha.
And chat, I appreciate it. Sorry I didn't pay much attention to chat today, but I seem to get in trouble if I do that. So I figured I'd probably just open it up and let everybody talk and do what they want to do. And that keeps me out of trouble. So that's what I did. And I may be here Friday. We'll see. Just depends on how my week goes. And I appreciate y'all coming in, hanging out. In the wintertime, I'll probably go back to 5 days a week, I suppose, but not till then.
Hey,
So
don't make promises like that.
it'll be kind of sporadic right now when I'm on and when I'm not, you know. If you can count on the fact if the temperature drops, I won't be on anytime because it's time to go fishing. I'm dying right now.
Yeah, I'm kind of looking forward to next month. All
Yeah.
right, Buggy.
Yeah, Mark, I appreciate you coming up, hanging out with me, man.
No problem, bud.
I appreciate all you people in chat that come in today. I know I probably got a few people mad at me, but that's all right. It's not the first time in my life I had people mad at me. I still woke up the next day, so I made an apology, and that's the best I can do. Other than that, I don't really care, to be honest with you.
I don't think anybody cares, Buggy.
Nope. And on that note, I'll see you guys all later. Bye.